time, gentleman from Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One, Chairman Hughes, thanks for what you've worked on. I've been here your whole chairmanship when you came in, and it's been amazing to watch this process work and how it works with something that is amazing. There are very few things that unify us, and I think every member who has to deal with the Corps of Engineers is unified in needs to change category. And I think what we've worked on, and I appreciate including some stuff like irrigation issues where they do things differently, and for us that really helped in putting it in the bill. But also it reflects, and I think what the chairman has said, and the respect that we have both Republicans and Democrats that can work on this. This is the same thing I've tried to do in judiciary. We move, things like prison reform. Let's do things that we can actually move on. WRDA is definitely one that we can. I want to just lay a marker for later on, and unfortunately, you're not going to be here to help us with this. If I had one thing in time, I think from my perspective, is someone who's lived on a Corps of Engineer lake all of my life. And one, it was the main water source for Atlanta and for the state of Georgia, and a very large water wars thing that we have going on down there, is that I believe it is now time to fundamentally change the Corps completely. You made a mention, I think, earlier in your remarks, that they stay there, especially what we're seeing right now is you're seeing a civilian cadre, so to speak, that's always there. They're sort of the history, and they're sort of like, we've been here, and we're going to do it the way we want to do it, this way we've always done it. And then you have the military who comes in. You have a colonel who come in for one basin. They're there for 8, and now it's gotten even worse because it used to be at least 3 years. Now it's going down to 18 months. Right. And they come in, as a military person myself, they have to do their own thing, so it makes a stamp for them. So their OPR, their officer performance report, they have bullets for it. And that's fine, but at the end of the day, it puts us in a very bad situation with our lakes, our ports, and our management, because we've really got to figure out what should the military be doing in this, and then what should we, if we're going to look at a bureaucratic kind of system, make this a lot better. And because right now it is very difficult. I have two very large lake properties, both Corps precincts that are within 60 miles of each other. So I have people who actually populate both. They either have homes on both, or they are the dock builders who build on both. And they're under two different managements and absolutely operate completely differently in time frame and everything else. So you have set a standard for making this happen. This is something that we as a body, both Republicans and Democrats, at some point really need to sit back and say, this is morphed over 200 years, so to speak, or especially over the last 75, to something that's not workable. I don't know about Florida, but Georgia, it's just not workable the way it is right now. And it's not that they're bad people, it's just a system has outgrown them. So the military needs to be, I think, a different part. The civilian part maybe needs to be a different way. But you've laid at least a great groundwork for those of us who hopefully want to stay and do this. I just want to say thank you for what you've done and what you've helped with me on. And it's a good bill. Look forward to supporting it, and we'll move forward.
Thank you. And I just really want to reemphasize, I said it earlier, the time has come. This is the kind of reform that we on both sides of the House should be able to get behind and say, there is no reason it belongs in DOD anymore. And it, just as you said to this point, everywhere in the country it's like that.
Well, it is. And then you also kind of get into this situation where and what I have seen, and again, this is just an honest assessment, where you have civilians, when they don't like what they have to do, they point at the military. When the military says, well, I'm not really sure, and they point back to the civilians, and then you get cross-trained when you get the Pentagon, you get D.C. involved, and D.C. wants to take over land management and acquisitions and real estate, and then they put in rules, and you're going back and forth. And one day I asked a simple question about one of our property issues that we actually put in one of the words where the locals could actually take over pieces of property and do a joint share. It took 7 lawyers from Corps over here to come to my office and explain to me why what we put into law was not what we really put into law. I think we're a little heavy on the legal department over there, okay? Because black letter law is black letter law. This is what we wrote in there. You need to be able to work with local communities if they want to do those kind of stuff. So you're exactly right. I won't belabor the point. We got a lot of other things to do, but I appreciate what you've done and continuing with that. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Chairman yields back his time. Thank you very much.